Yeah. Happy New Year, folks. People, Deluded, I'm back again. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Chelsea have sacked Enzo Maresca. Arteta, a few days ago, dunked on Emery. And I must admit, one thing I hate in life, is those that give it but can't take it. I'm the first to ask myself that question, and also Arsenal fans. I think a lot of Arsenal fans give it the big one, and then when it gets dark, you don't want to hold your licks. Forget that. Arsenal is not the topic of that. A lot of people want to banter my football club. A lot of people want to do the most on social media and do all of that talking. And then when the shoe hits you on the other foot, you don't want to hold it. Just like with Miles Lewis-Skelly and the whole Haaland thing, not Haaland, the discourse regarding it. I'm seeing Aston Villa players rattled. You lot were the ones chatting, and this is what football's about. When they get all PG, it's about the shithousery. Big up Gabriel Magalhaes, but to see Luca Dean doing Twitter fingers and Instagram fingers, Onana's rattled, Emery was definitely rattled, Emi Martinez was doing questionable movements in the tunnel, for those that saw, stretching out his leg like gal in a dance, and then obviously rattled himself, done all of that to have butterfingers from a corner, and then when he went down that tunnel, they stuck it on them. Long may it continue, man. This is why we need to win silverware, man, because they want us to be unbearable effort. This is meant to be a mob, man. Forget what they think about our football club, good, bad, the ugly, don't care. This is a siege mentality. But on a serious note, hope you're all doing well and safe. Hope the festive period's been great for you lot. Hope 2025 was great. You lot made it amazing for myself, people. Now, DG Nation, we need to prove that this weren't no fluke. So we need to get bigger and better. So smash the like button, subscribe, and all of that. I'm wishing everybody a great 2026. Be amazing to see how this year pans out. 2025 was mad, when I was looking at some of the Arsenal highlights, obviously Real Madrid, Manchester City with Miles Lewis-Skelly and many other talking points. Pardon me. Many, there's been a lot of things. It didn't end with silverware, though. Yeah, it did. We won the Champions League. Big up the galley. 2026. Every team. I don't care if it's under 8s, the women's team, the men's team. We need silverware, man. We need silverware. So, yeah, big up yourself. Rob Lintz, I see you lot in the comments, man. One love, man. I did upload a video in relation to Maresca, my thoughts on what's going on over there with Chelsea. So, check that out. No emergency meeting. Maresca's gone. He's gone, bro. Chelsea are always ruthless when it comes to sacking coaches, even under Roman. It is, but this is a bit different because I think many football fans had to accept certain things, As an Arsenal fan, we've never been the biggest and baddest in the land, but being the big dogs, fighting Man United, Invincibles, we had to accept it's not kind of that time anymore. Man United, biggest and baddest in the land, historically they are, had to accept it's not their time. Many moons ago, Liverpool had to accept that. Obviously, under Klopp and Slot, they've won trophies, but you get the point. Chelsea need to accept it's not the Roman Abramovich regime, really. And that's why I think this sacking is a bit different. You're right, Mustafa, in that, short shelf life. But I said it in the video, for me, just based on what you hear around Chelsea, or specifically Maresca and his bosses at Chelsea, it did feel like this relationship was turning a bit sour. I personally think Enzo Maresca has been scheming on leaving maybe at the end of the season. Chelsea have been briefing to find other targets, because to us as neutral fans, Chelsea are 5th. Yeah, their form's been terrible and they've gone down a cliff since they were waxing lyrical about drawing with my club and they're the biggest and baddest. Life has humbled everything in relation to Chelsea, innit? So you could say results, but to us neutral fans, they're 5th. You can still, I'm sure their goal at the start of the season was top 4, innit? Was top 4, go as far as you can in the cups, win a cup and whatnot. They're 5th, bro. Like, they're 5th. So if we're thinking, why are you sacking a man when he's 5th? It's right. Like, there's a lot of the season to be played for. I wouldn't quite describe the season as a write-off, but new manager, all the stuff you say around the new manager. He needs his own players, needs time, he needs all of this. They have to know that. So why are they pulling the plug now? You're only going to do that is if in the last few weeks and months, you've been trying to think about stuff. Now, David Ornstein came out and said that Maresca's informed Chelsea on at least 2 occasions that, he wants to explore that opportunity potentially at Manchester City. Now, there's no guarantee Maresca would be the front runner. I think it's probably going to be company, but he would be someone there. So Maresca's been scheming on life post-Chelsea. Chelsea are looking at life post-Maresca. I think this was just the right time to part ways. And, you know, you do look at some of Maresca's kind of comments, like in the last few months, he sounds a bit cheated off with the hierarchy. Me, I personally think they're going to get a young kind of trainer coach. Liam Reznar's a front runner. I don't know if fans want that, but he works with a young squad at Strasbourg, which is part of the Chelsea group. You look at this Chelsea team, nobody can really piece together what they spent £1 billion on, but there's a bunch of young players. It makes sense to get him in it. I actually think the Chelsea project could go bang. Like, they pour enough money at it, and it could be bad news for everyone in the league apart from Chelsea, but the decision makers are getting it wrong time and time again. Long may it continue. Big up yourself, Lynch, and big up everybody in the comments, man. He was skinning out Batty for City. He was horny. The minute City say, yeah, Pep, you need a new ball done, he was trying to forward over there. And there's no guarantee, because you'd have to ask the City group, because I'm sure, like, let's just say if Arteta got sacked, like Arteta, Maresca, company, they're all from that kind of school of Pep Guardiola. They would all be involved. Obviously, Arteta is not going to be in that mix, yeah? So it's Maresca against company. Are you going to go for Maresca? Because at the end of the day, he did win the conference league. He did win the Club World Cup. He did, you know, he's done his thing at Leicester. He's one of them new age kind of coaches tactically and all of that kind of jazz. If it's between him and company, are you going to go for that guy? Or are you going to go for the man that came from the Championship? You know, they played very well, Burnley, at the time with company. Obviously, they got battered and bruised 9 times out of 10 when they win the Prem, but distinctive style. He's gone to Bayern Munich, which it's a massive club. You've got to be able to deal with expectations, especially if he gives it a good go in the champs. I think that's the one to take over from Pep. Obviously, it's a bit irrelevant, but it's not irrelevant in that it's irrelevant. What you do as a player, it doesn't matter when you're a manager, innit? Like, company, the player, we know he's a City legend, Premier League legend, one of the best modern-day centre-halves. It's irrelevant when you're the gaffer. But especially when a figure like Pep Guardiola is going to leave and everyone's going to kind of be divided or what's going on, company can kind of pull together. I don't think it's the same with Arteta, but when we got him away from the obvious, he was never like, well, Arteta, the player, no one held him in high regards like that, respectfully to him. I do think the fact that he was an ex-Arsenal player did help him in that kind of regard. So it'll be interesting. Happy New Year's to yourself as well, Marcel, man. The guy's an idiot, but it's all from a place of love, man. He is one of the realists on the platform, man. He's just, unfortunately, a Liverpool twat, a raging alcoholic, but yeah, big him up, man. Happy New Year to you, DG. Right back at you and the nation, man. Big up everyone for the new year. Let's have a great New Year's, man. Forget football. I'm talking about you lot in your personal lives and everything, man. I hope you get your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, overcome any setbacks, all of those kind of things, man. As long as we're still breathing, we've got stuff to do, man. And yeah, let's do this, man. Big up DGR, Ops Chelsea, the scammers in the mud. You know what? I'm more happy for the Chelsea fans, because the ones that are in the media landscape, the ones that are online, like on Sky Sports and that, I'm sure you got friends. But the way they were talking, like, yeah, no one can move to it. That week where they beat Barcelona and drew with us, fair enough, you're allowed to be as bullish as you want, but they were talking mad. And since that draw, I genuinely think since that draw, and then the subsequent game, I think against Leeds, it's been downhill, and long may it continue, man. Tyrone, one love. This is a good question, a bit of a left field one. Who's your favorite rapper? Happy New Year. Let's hope we win the league. Historically, or right now? Historically, it's got to be 50 Cent, isn't it? Like, it's got to be 50 Cent, DMX. Them kind of ones. There's many more. Artists, we have to throw Vibes Cartel's everything in it. Musician, that rapping as well. Vibes is there. At the moment, I don't really have a favorite rapper at the moment, but there's I heard it on TikTok. You know when you hear TikTok songs and I'm like, wow, this is kind of cool. I don't know who he is. It's some big up Liverpool, because Liverpool have some good rappers coming through in it. Some Liverpool guy, I think the song's called Four Rules. And the German, I just like it. I just like it. I've been banging that out on repeat. Like, our kid lad and all of that stuff, lad, like all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that would be it, man. Hit the likes if you haven't. Arteta being Arsenal captain in recent memory gave Arteta a lot of money in the bank. Yeah, and you went and brought in the Prem. You went and wish you brought the FA Cup that allowed you. Yeah, Mazza's from Liverpool. I don't think it's a Mazza song though. Admittedly, I don't know. I think it's called Four Rules or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, Pot of Paper. He's one. Hey, Pot of Paper, 100%. But he's not really active like that. So yeah, stay by. So happy New Year, right back at you, man. I hear it though. Chelsea was selling his dons and bringing in players he didn't want or probably would never use. I'm not gonna lie though, Maresca, when you came in, you had to have known that. You had to have known that. You had to have known that's what Chelsea were on. You had to have known that. Because you can see if you're buying the best young players here, there, and everywhere and whatnot, there is an element of that. You can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to buy players cheap, sell them high. They're trying to do the football manager thing. They're trying to do what I do in football manager, where you're winning all the trophies, You know, you're bringing through your young players. You're also buying players from wherever in the world. And if they progress to the first team, great. You're selling them as well for a profit. Obviously, you know, for Caicedo, the Enzo Fernandez's, those kind of big ticket items, they're kind of trying to do everything. So he had to have known that. I would say one thing, though, because I'm not a Chelsea fan. So when I'm asking my Chelsea supporting friends or I'm browsing online to see how they're talking, some people wanted Maresca sacked. Some people wanted to give the manager time. Some people were concerned about just him from a tactical point of view. And those are fair questions. I would say, just from what I see, one thing Chelsea fans are united on is whether Maresca was the guy or not, he has been done dirty. They don't really have confidence that the next manager is going to be wavy. Don't really feel that the manager can obviously make things happen, because at the end of the day, they're still fifth. But it needs, like, you know, when it needs to come from the top downwards, like if you're going to win, it feels like it would have to be in spite. So there is something to be done there, man. Big up yourself, James. I mean, Maresca goes Chelsea City, it'll be a lot better. To be fair, I think he's a better fit for them. I think he's a better fit, man. Yeah, man. That SD kid, is it SD kid? Yeah, Chins, that guy, man, with the scourging and the 4-year-old. That is crazy. That is one of the best songs I've heard this year. Well, I say, well, that you could say this year of 2026, but I did hear it in 2025, in it. So yeah, man. But what we saying, what we spraying, Happy New Year's, what we saying, people. Don't forget, it was lovely to beat Aston Villa. We got a lot of tabs to go over. We've got Bournemouth. I don't know if Semenyo's going to be there or not. I don't really care about Bournemouth's form because I know they've had a wobble. Every football fan, you speak to a Chelsea fan, if recent memory, the last they've Bournemouth have drawn twice. You speak to a Chelsea fan, a Liverpool fan, maybe even Man United. Everybody's got some level, us as well, Arsenal. Everyone's got some memory either in the last few years, of playing Bournemouth away from home. And it's them crazy games. It might be the little 2-2s, the 3-3s. Bournemouth are one of those kind of clubs. It's not the same, but Bournemouth last season leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Obviously, we had the red card. That's no excuse because we were meaty. Ariola's a good manager. They got great players. You know, I don't know how they replace Semenyo, but in the summer, you could argue, I don't really know this, but surely in the present day, yeah, you're more on losing your attackers than your defenders. See, when you get a good defender or a good group of defenders, they're clearly hard to come by. Not everybody's. Some people have a good back five, not necessarily depth. Some people got one good defender and the rest are crap. So when Bournemouth lost those defenders in the summer, you're thinking, "Ooh, what's happening there?" Not batted the eyelid. So if anyone can continue and keep it moving post Semenyo, it would have been them. And to be fair, they would have known in the summer that they had a year max with Semenyo. Granted, because he signed a new deal in the summer of 2025. I thought he would have left in the summer of 2026. I don't think many people would have seen him leaving in January. But if City's calling you, they're paying the release clause, Pep Guardiola, they're fighting for stuff. Respectfully to Bournemouth, City are the biggest and baddest in terms of the modern day. Bournemouth for Bournemouth, you know, this is kind of as good as it gets for Bournemouth, if I'm honest with you. Unless they, you know, qualify for Europe or decide, you know what, we've had some stability, let's go. My hot take is, yeah, and it's a bit of a cheat code because I was rating him at Lorient. That is, I cannot say his name, but the French lad El Koupti or something. He's going to get a move in the next 18 months, 2 years, man. They got a player in him. They got a player in him, if I'm honest, man. No serious coach wants that much instability, 100%. But surely stability is an illusion, though, because you don't get stability at Real Madrid. Granted, they're not doing the Chelsea thing, but Xabi Alonso or anyone who takes the Real Madrid job, you're not necessarily deciding the players. Obviously, you can have a hand, but if they say, "Oh, like for argument's sake, you know what Real Madrid are on." If Yamal, Bukayo Saka, obviously they're old, but Salah, Van Dijk, you know, who else is there? Cole Palmer. Like, I'm just trying to Phil Foden. I'm trying to think of some standout Premier League players or standout. I hate to use franchise players, but franchise players. Yamal, even though the whole Barca stuff. These kind of guys, when they become available, Real Madrid are on this Galactico thing. I very much doubt a manager is going to say no to these players on ability, but obviously with team dynamics, yeah. So it's really an illusion. Like City, you obviously get a lot of stability, but there's also a couple of times where Pep, he might be lying. He says certain things. He's like, "Oh, they told me they was going to buy Marmoush." I was like, "All right, do your thing." It didn't sound like I asked for him. Hot take. I think the club pushed for Haaland. I think Pep would have had him and said, "Yeah." I think City were like, "Yo, this guy could be cold. We're going to go and grab him." You know, you don't really get that. PSG, you're getting it now with Luis Enrique because he's a big dog in his own right. Real Madrid, you don't get that. Boss is it's a bit, you don't really know. So do you really get that? Like, who really has stability? Arsenal's got that with Arteta because we know players, and this is why man can't sit here and tell me, "Oh, he didn't want Gyökeres." Now you see why I don't want Gyökeres. Gyökeres don't play for this football club if the gaffer don't sign on them. That Pep's obviously got that. I don't know if Arne Slot's got that. If I'm honest, I would have said last summer he definitely didn't. They only brought in a fully fit Chiesa. I can't say he doesn't because He finally got the summer that I felt Liverpool probably should have given him the year before. Hindsight, you know, it might not have panned out in terms of winning the league. But, and I'm very much doubt he would have said no, or he had a hand in the Vertses, the Isaks, the Iketikes, etc. But then when you look at it, a part of me does feel it weren't just, I don't know if it was Arne Slot leading that, or people above at Liverpool were saying, yes, we've got to get Verts. We want one of Iketike or Isak. Cool. Isak at one point, it's not looking like he's signing. We've got Iketike. No, there's actually a chance to get Isak. Should we leave him? Because I genuinely think that happens. Should we leave it? I think Liverpool said, I don't know if it's their sporting director or whatever, like, it's one of them, 2 quality players. You get them in, it's first world problems. You got 2 quality strikers. You kind of figure it out later type of thing. So, yeah, City are ready to upgrade at a moment's notice. Trust me. And I can't wait for Pep to leave because then I think it's an even playing ground, man. Like, subscribe, notifications on, hype, share, comment, and join the channel. You're far too kind. 4:30. That is not how you do 4:30, but 4:30. I'm going to be live with Jess on this platform. So, yeah, make sure you're here. We're doing well this year due to our great squad depth. We have at least have 1 or more rotation player for every position. We're fully stress testing that strength, that squad depth at the moment, isn't it? Really, hopefully everyone can stay fit, man, because oh man, yeah, you look Arsenal fans. We've been speaking about that. First, happy New Year, my bro. Right back at you. This year we are smashing our life goals. Let's get it done. I hope so, man. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. In fact, there's no hope so. Even if we don't, we'll pick ourselves up and go again. But right now, we got to fight. We got to fight. So yeah, man. 80 people on here. Let's start the new year strong. Hit the like button. Facts, man. And speaking of the new year, tab police look away at this moment in time if that's what you want to do, because you got to start going over some stuff. Once again, happy New Year, Gooners. Let's make 2026 a successful one. Fingers, toes, everything crossed. That Odegaard chat on X gone silent again. 2 games from Odegaard. Odegaard, remind people, because again, there's fair criticisms, but I'm not a fan of, you see, when legitimate criticisms start bordering onto other stuff like scapegoating, or because I like this player, I'm going to slander that one. I'm not a fan of that. And I think every fan base has got that. And Lord knows how annoying Arsenal fans are. Big up Bukayo Saka for wishing us all a happy 2026. Apparently, Declan Rice, after the Villa game, was said to have went to Morgan Rogers. My knee is just fucked. It's terrible. So it's a thing where clearly I hope that it's just swelling. But then the problem is with that, people, we have to wait for the swelling to go down. I'd imagine there's all sorts of remedies and painkillers and deep heat and whatnot. But boy, we're going to need Rice. Like, Rice, boy, I don't even think you'll be there for Bournemouth. I think we need you for Bournemouth. If you're not there against Liverpool, then may the Lord be with us, innit? In 2025, Arsenal became just the second team to score 20-plus set-piece goals, excluding penalties, in consecutive years in the Premier League. Shout out to Nicholas Hover. We scored 21 in 2024, 20 in 2025. So just one short after Wimbledon between 93 and 96. Now, that's great. But if we can marry that with some open play goals and being a bit clinical and silverware, great. In 2025, we ended it with 59 games played, 37 wins, 14 draws. Damn, 14 draws. Then 14 is a crazy number for us. 14 draws in 2025, 14 draws in the whole of the Premier League last year. Eddie Nketiah wore the number 14. Gyökeres is currently having it. Crazy works. We scored 114 goals and we conceded 45. You know what I should have done is a wrap up. What is the best goal we've probably conceded in the year of 2025? Like, what's the best goal we conceded? What's the best goal we scored? What's the best moment? The best goals have to go with Declan Rice, in my humble opinion. Those 2 free kicks. Best moment, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Man City, man. I can't not. Best goal we've conceded is a difficult one off the top of my head. I'm trying to think. We've therefore conceded some good finishes. Maybe recency bias, but I wouldn't say I enjoyed it because we conceded it. But I did like the move that led to Kenneth Yalla scoring against us. I don't know, though, man. Best save, insert David Raya here, in it, really and truly. The Liverpool free kick. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm more thinking at the Emirates. The Liverpool free kick has to take it, man. Pally, happy New Year right back at you. Best goal conceded was that free kick at Anfield. Had to just applaud it for a grimace. True. Best goal, there was no best goal to concede. But we know there's never a best goal to concede. I bet you're fucking fun at parties, aren't you? I was going to toast up to you. You're fucking fun at parties. We know there's no best goal to concede. Come on, lad. We know this. You can let's put our football purist hats on. Anyways, away from that, shout out yourself, Essie. But come on, man. It's a bit of fun. We know, man. Leave that to the gaffer, bro. Like, come on. As I was saying, to Matt and Charles, yeah, it's too easy. You know what to do the Shabozlai thing. So let's think a bit harder. Excluding the Shabozlai goal, what was the best goal we conceded last year in 2025? Because you're right, there's Shabozlai in it. We must have done something, man. That pigeon down the road. Richarlison. Hmm. Hmm. Do you know what? Going back to what I said, yeah, VAR, Miles Lewis Skelly, Declan Rice, late entry, Eze's hat trick, man. Eze's hat trick, man. Eze's hat trick. That in terms of moment, that has to be like that has to be a great moment still. That has to be a great moment, man. Eze hat trick, Miles Lewis Skelly celebration. If you don't know what I'm referring to, Real Madrid. I can't lie, I did enjoy buying, you know. I did enjoy buying. I did enjoy buying. I didn't, I'm think recency bias, but I did enjoy buying. Underrated. I don't know why, because he scores from set pieces all the time. Gabriel Magalhaes, North London Derby away last year as well. I'd say that. That has to be up there. That definitely has to be up there for me. Breno Diaz, second last goal, was the worst goal to concede in 2025. Ooh, Happy New Year, my boy. Ooh, Mateta. Ooh, you know what? That's a fucking shout, lad. Mateta's chip. Yeah, that's up there. Yeah, that's up there. What a year is, but you know what? I don't know about anyone else, yeah, but I feel like every couple of years there's a year that just, and I feel 2025 because I still remember how I felt New Year's Eve 2025, and it's gone quick. Like 2025 is well, it is gone. It's sometimes I don't know, man. It feels like every now and again you get a year that just, yeah, man. Richarlison's lob horrible. What, the preseason one or the one at the Emirates? Honestly, can't think of one. Most goals versus us are just jammy. Maybe Bayern's goal, the ball over the top, one touch cross, one touch finish. Proper FIFA go in it. Haaland at the Emirates as well was just a cheat code. I hear it, but do you know what? Yeah, I'll be real. I think the last goal we let Haaland score, I think take nothing away from Haaland because I actually watched that goal again. If you look at how I think Rangers, Haaland, a couple of their players, how City broke, it was great. But from us, I think that was a fucking cheap goal to concede. Like, I'll be real. I know you can kind of go in with SC. I do believe every goal you concede, you can say it's a cheap goal. But I feel all season, and you lot have been calling me negative. I have been saying that since the beginning of the year. I do think we've been conceding some immediate goals a lot of the time. Newcastle comes to mind. Cool, we won. Man City, cool. We had them on the serious ropes in the second half. But that comes to mind. The Sunderland ones, and I know these things happen. People, Wolves comes to mind recent weeks. So yeah, man, we need to be more effective in both ends of the pitch. Now Enzo is God. Do you think this will have an impact on our cup tie against Chelsea? Yes and no. No, because what's really going to change? Yes, because there's an element of unexpectedness. Like, is there going to be a new manager bounce from Chelsea? Are they just going to be more of the same? Are they going to get worse? Who is going to be the manager? What are they going to look like? Are they going to play a completely different kind of formation? How serious is, if the new manager comes in, how serious does he take the comps? Because obviously you're in the semi-finals now. Is his head just in Champions League and Premier League, or is he taking this very seriously? I don't know, man. Crucial that Teta rotates when everyone is back to keep them at a fitter level than the field. I think you mean on the field like PSG last season. Boy, it'll be even playing grounds with City when we start money laundering too. Sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty to live clean, man. Sometimes you gotta, rather than fight the system, sometimes you gotta finesse the system. And I know we try to do the gentleman's thing, but yeah, that's what we need to do. It's always Haaland that takes advantage of our zoned out defense. That's why you can't be zoned out in the Premier League against anyone, much less Haaland. Arsenal won 23 games 2-0 in 2025. I think that means like the number 2-0. So Arsenal won 23 games 2-0, I believe, in 2025, having not achieved higher in any year, except 1971 when the Gunners achieved 28 wins with a shutout. Listen, just get me my trophy, man, because I love all these stats that come out around our club, but it just reflects that we're wavy. Need this stat now. Wins, losses, drawn, number first place to 20th. Arsenal are there, and we keep it moving. Most games played by Arsenal players in 2025. No surprises here, people. Declan Rice. I should have done a quiz in it. I should have asked you lot. Declan Rice with 56. Raya with 55. Mikel Merino with 53. Trossard with 53. Trossard's surely been our top goal scorer last year, all things considered. Timber 50. Post ACLs, that season kind of ties in. Miles Lewis Skelly 49, big in Mark. Martinelli 48, Saliba 47, Odegaard 47, Gabriel Magalhaes 38. Now, for context, we got to remember Gabriel Magalhaes has had 2 big injuries this year, and actually Kai as well. Or Kai would probably, I don't know where, but he'd probably be on that list as well, man. So, yeah, man, is what it is. Arsenal need to sign Manu Kone. It's a bit of a. City are jammy fuckers, getting to play Chelsea today in disarray. But then they'll have a new coach by the time we play them with a new manager bounce. Yeah. Bit like Sunderland, a depleted Sunderland, bit of a wobble in terms of form, depleted with injuries and obviously AFCON. But end of the day, you know what? If we do our job, we've got nothing to worry about. Like, if we assume that, this current rate of how we're winning and City winning, it's out of context, but it stays the same, then we win the Prem by a couple of points. We're going to drop points. City, and I'm not talking to you, Charles, directly. We're going to drop points. They're going to drop points. There's going to be missing many twists and turns. Think about as we enter, we're in January 2026 now. From August to now, there's been so many. This is the biggest game of this season. This is a must win. We don't win the must win. We're not winning nothing. We win it. Nobody can stop us. Arsenal are not winning stuff now. It's inevitable. There's been so many talking points, and we're only halfway in the season. So I wonder what it's going to look like in May, which, of course, what we need in May is the only thing I'm interested in, and I'm sure a lot of you, silverware now, man. Arsenal ranked first in the Premier League this season for XG. Raw. I'm not an XG nerd, but it's just dawned on me something. So you mean to tell me, boring Arsenal, who play 4-5 defenders, yeah? And I must admit, there's a lot of false narratives, yeah? I don't know Arteta from nowhere, yeah? But I don't, right is right and wrong is wrong. I think there's two versions of Mikel Arteta. And I'm not even talking from a footballing point. There's the actual man, and then there's how they make him out to be. Oh, he's arrogant. He's this. Bearing in mind, every manager, every sports person is arrogant, but he's arrogant. He's this, he's that, he's the third. He don't shake hands. He does all of this. Again, Emery, you're entitled to do what you want, I just know if Arteta did that, it's very different language. So I'm not a fan of that as well. But then people sit there and say we play all these defenders. Bro, our defenders are our fullbacks or these 4 centre halves. They're not really even playing like defenders like that. So I know you're not watching us and you're just falling for whatever narratives. And a lie said more than once becomes facts, I guess. But for boring Arsenal that we're not entertaining, not that I want no ratings. If we're first for XG, however we get there has to be some level of entertainment, whether you like bare passes or set pieces or own goals or whatnot. So if we're up there, walk on for the rest of the league. So the league has to just be boring, full stop. XG conceded, we've conceded the fewest. Goals conceded, we've conceded the fewest. This is all why, as you've seen, I've not been happy with how we've necessarily defended this season. And obviously of late, the late goals, the nervy half an hours, obviously in the final third, individually, collectively, some of it on Arteta, some of it on the players. There's many gears to go up, people. But that's what I want my boys to do now. You've got to this point where we can talk about the good, the bad, the negatives. We know where we're at and everything in the Prem at this moment. We know the Champions League. We know the League Cup and what we're facing there. And at minimum, we know we're playing Portsmouth. Keep it going. Get better and better. Simple as that. Heed the warning signs. Fix the roof while the sun is shining. Take the good and make it great. Who knows what we're celebrating in May? And it's as simple as that. Apparently, Emery denied snubbing Arteta. Apparently, his latest one is he said it was cold. Yes, but it's simple. You can watch after finishing the match. Always my routine is to shake hands and go with my coaches, with my players, or go to the dressing room. That's funny because when you beat us at your place, you took time to shake Arteta's hand. You headed straight down the tunnel. Team's a reflection of the manager. Maybe emotional. Who knows? Maybe Emi Martinez was an emotional wreck and Arteta clocked that from the jump. Big up yourself, Emi, though. And I was waiting. Of course, he was happy and he was with his coaches. I decided to go inside, but for me, no problem. I can't wait. It's cold. He also said when asked about the incident, look at this guy. No, that's okay. That's part of the game. Not an issue at all, said Mikel Arteta. Arteta's got way more things to care about than Emery's hurt feelings. And I'm sure they probably had a little bit of a glass of wine and spoke football and just kept it moving after people. Over 100 watching, only 45 likes. Let's fix that. Come on, raise the standards, people. What's going on? Big up to everyone who has hit the like button. Second best moment, Eze scoring a hat-trick against Spurs. If I had to rank them, 2 goals from... I don't know for the first, because the first was, wow, you're out of your seat. Like, we're playing Real Madrid. Can't imagine how has this happened, Declan Rice. Or the second, because the second it's the audacity for me. It's like, it was so nice. I have to do it twice. I have to show, even if it was a fluke the first time, it's one of the best goals we've scored at the Emirates era. Probably one of the best goals we've scored in the Champions League. Don't think Declan Rice will score a better goal for Arsenal or in his career. Don't think, with everything considered at the time, the isolation of bagging in that game and of that magnitude, that dopamine hit when you've bagged that I don't know how long it must last as a footballer, but that 30 seconds when you're running to celebrate, I don't think you'll get other highs, hopefully with trophies, but I don't think you'll feel like that in it. So I can't separate first or second Declan Rice goal. So we're just going to say Declan versus Madrid. That has to be first. Miles Lewis-Skelly has to be second. Has to be, because the whole Arsenal versus City stuff anyways, the whole Haaland, who the hell are you stuff, the stuff going into it, the fact that he was young, he scored, he's done that. There's never been more audacity, and keep it up, Miles Lewis Kelly. When have we seen a teenager during this Emirates era have more audacity than that? In terms of the 90-minute performance, that's up there with some of the best. Obviously, it's no Declan Rice against Barcelona, but yeah. Then I'll go Eze third, innit? Because bro, it's North London derby. You're an Arsenal lad. You rejected Spurs. It's a North London derby. You scored a hat trick. Mad. So probably all of that, people. We have to go back in time, people, to our 4-1 victory against Aston Villa. I, for one, love to shut up everyone saying Villa was gonna put a spanner in our works. Zubamendi, what are you lot telling me about Zubamendi now? Because when he's looking shaky, you lot like, Deluded, why do you rate him so much? There's a guy called, is it Chucks or something, yeah? Sometimes you're in these live chats. Sometimes you're in the comments. So you're in all the comments of YouTube. It's even stuff that has nothing to do about Zubamendi. Like, DJ, I told you. Tell me something now. Tell me something now. Tell me something now. I need the same energy. Don't give it, but I can't take it. Zubamendi, I stand on everything. Better than Partey. He's cold. He's warming up in the Premier League. Zubi, we're shutting people up. Zubamendi and Martin Wondergaard, we're shutting certain people in this fan base up very soon. We're going to talk soon. I'm going to do the Wenger thing. We're going to be classy. But let's see what this wonderful Spanish midfielders had to say. It was amazing. I think we needed this win because we wanted to stay top of the table. Hey, I don't look at the league table. I don't know. And the environment was incredible. I'm so happy. We have to enjoy it. But then take a rest and think about the next one. I scored 2 in one game. I think I needed to score another one. I hit the post twice against Everton. And so did Trossard. I don't know why I always remember Trossard hitting the bar against Everton in the last game. Post better yet. So I'm very happy to score in this massive game. And big up, obviously I weren't there, but big up the Arsenal atmosphere, man, because I wish that was the minimum. But yeah, man, we recovered the ball very high. I started running. And when Martin has the ball, you have to run because he has the quality to see those passes. It was perfect. They can't tell me about Wondergaard. They can't. Let's go. Let's raise the levels now. Odegaard, you found your feet again. Zubi, you're doing what needs to be done. Saka, people, fans in our fan base, they're getting out of their box again. Remind them, Trossard, you literally keep doing what you're doing. Gyökeres, please, bro. Please, innit? Keep working hard. But he is right. He is right on that. I think we needed this game. We were playing at home. We wanted to finish the year at the top of the table. And against this great team, tactically, they're almost perfect. So we're very happy with the performance. And to be fair, I'll be real. When you remove everything, Onana coming off for Aston Villa helped us a lot, man. Because in the first half, I've said this before, like, we know what we're going to get with Emery. They were going to take this thing out of the game. They were going to frustrate us. Obviously, in life, like football, you get frustrated. You start making mistakes. You know, they were beating. We were pressing them high. They were beating the trap very well. Very good from back to front. Half chances that they didn't take advantage of. That's my thing. That's where we need to always consider if it went left in the first half, how can we prevent that? What did we do good? Take the good, make it great, address the areas of improvement. There's a celebration to be had in May. But he's right, though, and that's going to happen. You're going to live dangerously. Very few times is a team going to dominate a team for just 90 minutes. Definitely where you're talking about Emery against Arteta, Villa against Arsenal. I mean, it's hardly fucking Man United, isn't it? And even them, you know, they gave it a good go at Old Trafford, but you know what we do, innit? We won the league at that ground. I see Warren in the comments, so setting up some bait. Anyways, in the first half, we were struggling a little bit with the counter-attack. This is why you need to subscribe. What did we just say? And the guy said it himself. He was living, breathing, and playing in the game. At halftime, we adjusted some movements. And in the second half, when we scored the first and the second, and then I think the game was so open, we managed to score 4 goals. I think we noticed the willingness of the crowd, always pushing, always wanting more. They pushed us to score 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're happy for us and for them as well. Yeah, big up the fans. You fed off their energy. And you're not naive. You lot wanted more goals. You lot have been very critical amongst yourselves, really, when you see the talking points about not scoring more. But for the players, I need you lot to, if we imagine it was during COVID times and it's the same game, and obviously you lose that emotional aspect of football, you lot need to smell blood like that. I was actually thinking about this yesterday. Like, I think the emotional aspect of football is the only thing that's keeping it from being that system-based kind of game that we see. Because you can't, when the fans are ruining you on and they're living and breathing every kick, to a degree, tactics go out the window. Because I do think in an ideal world, all these managers want to play a tactical chess match. The tempo is it's gonna be one of those slow, cagey, cancel each other out type of games. It's not gonna be for Arsenal's sake. what we saw Aston Villa away, what we've spoken about with Aston Villa at home, what we've seen typically, 12:30 kickoff, what we normally see. It was cold in London, DG though. We're a threat now because of how quickly rival fans are onto anything that goes our way or any slightly incorrect behavior. Nobody thinks Villa is a threat, so no one cares. Bro, Villa fans on socials are doing this, bro. We have underperformed our XG and we're still top. You can spin it any way you want to fit a narrative. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. Facts. Trossard is our cheat code. That long range hit a few weeks ago. I can't lie, Trossard, you're the Emirates Freddie Lomberg at this moment in time. Rice playing more than Raya is crazy. It is, but you know what? This is our football club, isn't it? On the result, because we do have to go back. I'm so happy we play every 3 days. We played an opponent today that comes from 11 wins in a row, and we ended that. Don't come around here with that villain stuff. We're superheroes in M5. We ended that. Anyways. But anyways, very difficult to play against. And we knew that we were going to have periods throughout the game. We talked about how demanding it was going to be emotionally, and we struggled in the first 10 minutes. I hear that. That's interesting because for me, I actually think the first 10 was okay. And then I believe that, if that makes sense. Arriving a bit late, they were playing through us and created some open space situations that they're very dangerous at. Then we adjusted, got a bit more control, 2 big chances by Victor and 1 scrappy situation inside the box, but we didn't manage to score. In the second half, we clicked. Everything went much better. Timings were better. The individual duels were nullified in an extraordinary way. So sufficient in everything that we did. Unlike the last few games where we had so many big situations, today we were very prolific and accurate to make the difference. So hopefully that's a marker now, and we're now going to be a lot more clinical. On the importance of the win, bro, it's an important win. Arteta, respectfully, I'm not going to read what you're saying there. We know why we needed the win. Many a reason as to why we needed that win. On the period following Gabriel Magalhaes' opening goal, we wanted to continue to go on. We talked at halftime about the things that we have to alter to be more efficient. But actually, after you have to do it, I think they mean to say you can smell blood, but after you actually have to grab it, and we did it. Or should we say drink it? Because they call Emery Dracula. I think individually, we had some huge performances. We were very efficient in the final third, attacking the box, and that made the difference. Oi, on Martin Odegaard. Hey, get comfy, people. Happy New Year. The class Norwegian, wonder God. Best Norwegian in the Premier League. Haaland's okay. Anyone can do it at City. It's just a bit of a joke because I know Essie's going to get upset. We needed some consistency in some games. Obviously, he had 2 times the shoulder injury. Then he had a big knee injury, and it takes a little bit of time. Now you can see that it's flowing, that his energy level is back to where it is. He's taking risks. He's affecting the game in a great way. And I think he's really, really good today again. And also, he's had a couple of months to adjust to being a dad. Oh, please get me out of this other God. Because I remember I kept saying to you, oh, he's a dad. Some of you will be like, oh, why'd you keep saying that bullshit, DG? In my head, I know I'm capping. I know it's got nothing to do with it, but I have to defend our players. And if I needed this. Don't you find it incredible how we pin teams back so deep in their half? It can't always be their tactics. No one really wants to play like that. It's down to Arteta and the boys and the threats that we have in the team. The same way Arteta is nullifying opponents, the same way we've got threats. Don't forget that Villa fan on Sky pre-game saying he wouldn't take a single player at Arsenal. See what? When we get to this space here where whether you're on internet or YouTube, yeah, and you can have a laugh at a joke, and if you genuinely believe that, great. But these people know the chatting shit. Come on, Aston Villa. Respectfully, Villa. Stop it. It's this. The social media fans are the weirdest, of all clubs. They're mad weird. There's no way you can respect. Villa's got a good team. There's many a player I'll take from Villa. Oh, Nana, tomorrow if you want to do it. Martinez. Somebody needs to be Gunnosaurus. You're there. Who else is there? Matson, I think he's decent. I wouldn't take Cash, but I think he wouldn't struggle for a club. Who else is there? Telemans, we could do a thing. We were once linked with you. There's many players I'm missing out. Ollie Watkins tomorrow, right now. Leave Gyökeres in Birmingham. It's a big up Gyökeres. But to say you wouldn't take a single Arsenal player, you're chatting. Raya's better than Emi Martinez immediately. I think it is close. I'm not going to cap, but I'm having Raya. Raya's one. You're defo taking Gabriel Magalhaes. I don't big up Konza and all these guys. You're taking Magalhaes. You're taking Timber. You're taking Saliba. You're taking Calafiori. You're taking Miles Lewis-Skelly. Shameless thing. Left back. You're taking Hincapié. Move on from Declan Rice. We all know, even the fact that Donny didn't even say Declan Rice. He thought he was going to look wavy. They were going to batter us. I wouldn't take none of the players. I don't know. Maybe he wants a job at Aston Villa, so he's gonna. You know how some fans they act like everything's great at their club, so they can get in with it. I don't know what he's on. You're Saka immediately signing. You're definitely taking as a current form. You're taking Trossard. Emery's taking Martinelli. Like fam. Maresca sacked, United whack, we are back. Hey, tell them again. They even taking Wanyeri, let's be honest. Tell them again, free ball in YouTube. Big up the members, man. DG, I don't think we need any more signings, but if there's a market opportunity, then sure, don't do me like that, man. Please. Arsenal fans, please, man. I'm not saying you're being short-sighted. Can I ask you why? Because I know what you're going to say. Oh, them are going to come back. This one's coming back from injury, that one. And you're not wrong. But, bro, you know it's a 1 in, 1 out. The minute we hear 3-4, man, we saw it with Rice. Ben White's there. Timber's there. Oh, this one. Other players, bro, we need. Bro, please. A versatile defender of the Timber and Tomiyasu. If you can't get that, I'd prefer a little centre-back that can play right-back or right-back that could do a thing there. A midfielder with an engine won't go amiss. I know we're not going to buy big ticket items. I know we're not spending 100 odd million quid and whatnot. Accounting year, all of that jazz. And even if we're linked with one of those big ticket items, we've seen how it pans out. When we was linked with Madrid, thank the Lord, hey, blessings. We have to give thanks to Allah. Because if Trossard didn't arrive, imagine us with Madrid. The Caicedo thing didn't bang. There's a next one. There's a next scandal. There's a next player we tried to buy for big money in Jan and it never happened. But you get the point. I think we need some. Obviously, it's a situation you have to monitor cleverly, but control the controllables. I think that's the thing that excites me about what we could do this season, but also scares me is that Villa are doing well. City are City. All of these things. It's not me saying Arsenal are the biggest and baddest, but before I look at what City have got, and we know they got Haaland, they got Foden purring in a World Cup year. We know what they've got. We should expect that. It's a title race. Villa got problems for Villa can pose problems. City are the biggest and baddest. Mathematically, you can make a case. But before I do any of that, I've got Arsenal blinkers. I think everything can be controlled here positively or negatively. I am not a physio, but there's all sorts of different injuries. The bottom line is it's another season with this kind of stuff going on. Thank the Lord for what we did in the market, but that needs to get under wraps. Get back to those great, not good, because we're good defensively. Your great standards defensively. Great standards defensively. All right. Start creating even more. Conversion in the Aston Villa was the first one. Yeah, converted. If I'm honest, I need that desire for clean sheets. I know we made subs, but I think last season and the season before, there was a bit more of a want to get them clean sheets. And I'm not accusing the players of not doing it, but I think we're having too many lapses in it. That's what I mean. These things can be controlled. So if we can control them and we do all of that and exhaust all these options, the world's our oyster, man. But again, we could do all of that and it could be good, but it still might not be enough. Like, being good doesn't win you the league. We've been good the last 3 years. Our shit good. Our shit last season. We were shit last year by our own standards. We were still good. Still finished second. Good is not enough. Good don't win you silverware. Good don't put people down in history, you know. Do with that what you will. But yeah, man, I think we need to do something. I do think we need to do something in the market, man. So yeah, man, big up Odegaard. On December as a whole. Big up own goals as well. You've been the man of 2020. You're slightly been one of our players of 2025 towards the end. I always say that to continue to win, you have to win in different contexts. Facts. Some games we did very good and the margin should have been much more, and we didn't manage to do that. So we went for smaller margins. Today, maybe the margin wasn't that big, but we made it big because we were extremely efficient and ruthless in the opposition box. When last did we say Arsenal were efficient and ruthless in the box? Because now, if we're playing word association, I know that's with Aston Villa. The next 4 or 5 games, I need that to be said with a couple of others. I want to get back to that. Do you remember a couple of years ago, we had that period where just turning up in your stadium, pack it, or you could come to ours, packing your team. Sky Sports or the helicopters panning, fans in their thousands just cutting from the stadium. It's crazy works. But yeah, man, that's what we need to get back to. And that's the way. We won with a lot of injuries. Today we lost Declan, Richie. Some others have come back. Jesus comes in. Big up Jesus for his goal after such a long time without scoring a goal. And he scores a wonderful goal. Everybody is ready to contribute, and that's great. You see the Gabriel Jesus goal? Go and watch our defenders. Go and watch Zubamendi and watch Martin Odegaard. And then watch where we've gone back to front. There's building blocks. I've seen little inklings, Arsenal. But I need it to all come together in the second half of the season. If it don't all come together, familiar territory negatively, but hope. All we can do is fight. Hope, pray, fight. On Magalhaes, he comes back from an injury of 6 weeks that probably should have been a bit longer and plays against probably the team that is the hardest to control, especially the front players and the strikers they have in terms of their movements, and he impacted the game in an incredible way, both defending and in the opposition box. A part of me still wants Ollie Watkins, I can't lie. On his post-match discussion with Emery, you saw it, but it's okay, it's all good, it's okay, that's part of the game, it's not an issue. On if Rice will return against Bournemouth, it depends. The swelling has to come right down for him to have a chance to function. He wasn't able to do that today. He's improving, but let's see what happens in the next few days. On why the team clicked tonight, when it happens normally, it's a lot of factors. And I think we were more aggressive, we were more determined, and at times we were much better. Then it's about the execution and just dealing, especially when you are man-to-man orientated. It's winning that action, yes or no. That clicks everything and makes a difference. We were very good in the second half doing that. On what changed from the early stage of the game, certainly our behaviour had to change, because the moment you allow them to attack your backline slyly, am I wrong? Merino, maybe on another day, marching orders. But I don't care, because we are told, get on with it. The refs are doing their best. So if anything benefits us, allegedly, because I didn't see it, control the controllables. Big up the Arsenal. It's a big problem because they have runners from the inside. They have people that can pick out passes from deep positions. They have players in the last line that are excellent at making the runs, pulling shoulders and attacking your backs. You have to control that, because every time you give the ball away, they have the capacity to do that. And I want to say, Morgan Rogers, leave Berta your number. We don't even have to make a big song and dance about it. Just leave Berta your number. I heard the way you spoke about your team losing 4-1. I know when someone wants to join the revolution. Come over here, man. Nah, not Ollie DG. Wait for Julian Alvarez. He has unfinished business in the Prem. I'm with the Alvarez thing, but how's he got unfinished business? Because he's done it all with Pep. There's nothing Arteta can show him that Pep hasn't done. And he's won everything. And you're in sunny Spain. Not only are you in sunny Spain, where I'm sure your family are a lot more comfortable because you speak the language. The way of life there is probably more akin to what you had in Argentina. You got a bag of Argentine mates. I think there's more chance of Alvarez going to Barcelona on a Griezmann thing than to come back here. If he wants to, more than welcome. Love Julian Alvarez. You lot have seen, like, I've got YouTube videos out there. I've been wrong about a lot of stuff. I wanted Morgan Rogers when he was at West Brom. I was dying for Julian Alvarez and Cole Palmer when they were at City. Cole Palmer should be an Arsenal player. We saw him in the Community Shield, but it's neither here nor there, man. He did do it, but he was on the bench mostly. Plus, he knows Bert already. Make the call, man. Make the call. Jesus scored the first goal in 2025 and the last goal in 2025. It's quite poetic, this football stuff, isn't it? On Gyökeres, he does hit the post a lot, doesn't he? When he bangs, do you know what? As much as I criticize his movement, yeah, that action, sometimes when it's like, they might be played down the right, Odegaard might be there, Timber might be there, Saka's normally there. See, like, if he pulls, like, if he runs to the near post, that's the only time I really see you in the box. You kind of know what you're doing. And that's where you're alluding to when he kind of cracks the post many a time. But yeah, man, it is what it is. On how the team dealt with Aston Villa's threats, I really like that, because you're going to go through difficult patches and periods against top opposition like Villa. Then you still have the ability to come out in a game and a chance to win it. On the confidence in the squad, it's belief, it's energy as well, because they put in so much. We're playing every 2.5 days. The schedule is very, very demanding. We have some very tough matches and injuries, but the players are still winning. So winning helps all that. All the sacrifices and commitment that you put in gets reflected in results and great performances. And that's so satisfying. But we all know there's so much to play for. It's a great way to end the year, that's for sure. Tomorrow we'll have a good night with our families. But then the next day we have to go to Bournemouth, and we know what that means. Trust me, Areola settings. On Martin Zubimendi's season so far, I've mentioned a lot of times that it's a position that is very, very difficult to make an impact. And in the manner he's done it so early, credit to him. Credit to his teammates as well, and how easy they make it for him. Today, he's done something that, in my opinion, he has the ability to do. Arrive in the right moment, attack the box, and finish actions. He did it with such composure. But when I say this, people tell me it's madness. Do you know how much you lot think you've seen any? And this is from Zubimendi's biggest fan. You think you've seen anything from Zubimendi? Do you think this, as great as he is, I promise you, in the next 6 months, we're going to be looking at this like this is meaty from Zubimendi. He's still adapting, still going through the culture shocks. Everything you see with Declan Rice, you're going to see with Zubimendi. No two players are alike. But we know Rice can lock it down, win us the ball back, and you don't lose that with Rice. He's switched on. He's playing in the 8. He saved us bare times. Zubimendi can contribute so much in the middle third and the final third. For me, in and around the opponent's area, especially when it has to be that side-to-side thing. And as said there, actually arriving into the box, running in behind like you saw of his goal. We could have to, I don't like to use the word complete. Complete for me is Iniesta and Xavi and that, but away from that, in terms of being complete, I think you can demand a more complete overall midfielder from not just Declan Rice, but also Zubimendi and Odegaard. If you're patterning, Eze, if you're patterning, Wanyeri, if you get a chance and take it, I don't want to dream. I don't want to dream, but I do want to dream. You know what I mean? I do. So what else have we got? Arsenal, the best team in 2025. Boy, unbeaten in the leader in the Premier League, leader in the champs, unbeaten at the Emirates. That's great. Amazing stuff. And this was an amazing scene. But you see now why it needs to be silverware time, people. Well, you see? You see why we need silverware? I love Saliba, man. And it was so nice, man. Fuck Aston Villa, man. Not even fuck Aston Villa. Emery, not even fuck you lot, but I want all the smoke. It's not like it's us against the world. I don't want no friends. And you lot needed this. And you look at our results this season, man. We've had 2 losses, 3 draws, and just bare W's. And there's been a lot of crying. Big up Jesus. That's one of the moments of 2025 as well, because he had his ACL. Big up Magalhaes. And he's one of the, are you going to load? Are you going to load? You're going to load? Arsenal's highest scoring centre-back in Premier League history. Gabriel Magalhaes is on 19 goals. So he's going to be up there. So he's going to lap clearly Koscielny's 22. And yes, we're going to be able to further delete Koscielny from the history of this club. Koscielny, I loved you, but I will never forgive you for that announcement video when you left. Vermaelen, big up you. Who's that? I don't know that guy, but we're not going to speak on him. Piece of shit. Big up Jesus for the celebration as well. No player has scored more. What's going on? Has scored more goals or provided more assists in the Premier League in 2025 for Arsenal than Mr. Trossard. And you lot wanted him sold. I told you lot we need him and Martinelli. Did tell you. Bunker Shoney. Do people really hate Arteta? Do people really hate Arteta when our results are so good? Misery loves company thing. And big up my man, William Saliba, because I think you're not going to get no hype, but you did very well against Aston Villa as well, man. You did very well. Worst number 10. I'm not even vexed at him for wearing the number 10. Wenger, how did that discussion... How? Arsenal have scored 17 goals from corners in 2025 in the Premier League. Only United in 2012 with 18 have ever netted more. You see, if social media was what it was like now, then... But, hey, we'd have a lot more receipts. What else have we got? The 4-1 victory was the biggest margin in a Premier League match between two sides starting the day top 3 since City beat us 4-1. And I know Villa are not there, but hey, first versus third, you had their number, must win. I know if we were on the receiving end of that defeat, the tabloids and the talking points and everything, still probably even past the fact that we played Bournemouth. I just want the same energy. It's because it's either 1-for-1 or nobody in it. I don't know, though, man. Who am I? Arsenal are just the second team to score 20-plus set-piece goals, people, in consecutive years. We've gone over that already. Well, we got... Because I didn't do a video with you lot yesterday, so it's only right. We make sure all of this stuff is out there. Trossard, 9 GA in 11 starts. Bro, Trossard... And why I rate Trossard's thing more, yeah? Maybe not so much this season, but... Like... He's more taking advantage of his minutes, innit, if that makes sense. Because you're not going to, like, you kind of, like, if you get 20 minutes here or you get a start here throughout 2025, if you get he just has to take his chances. Real Madrid did absolutely everything to stop William Saliba signing that renewal. Saliba spoke to Gabriel and Arteta and chose to make history here at Arsenal. Genuinely nothing but respect and admiration for that level of desire to win here, the place he calls home. Bro, win everything. And then we know you're going to Madrid one day. But, yeah, we know Rice has picked up a knock as well, so I won't remind you a lot of that. We've gone over the Trossard stuff. Big up Leandro Trossard. You can't run away from XG, I guess, people, because prior to the game, we scored 1 goal from our 10.16 XG. Villa players scored 9 goals from their last 3.64 XG. So that tells you Arsenal, there's underlying metrics that shows positivity, but you need to put the ball in the back of the net. And that tells you that Aston Villa, there is paper in between the cracks, which reminds me of when Villa's manager, Emery, was our guy, isn't it, really? But it is what it is. We completely dominated them, man. And yeah, they only really looked at it during added on time. But I don't think that's fair to Aston Villa in the first half, if I'm honest with you. Allegedly, Arsenal will keep their eyes open for unique market opportunities, elite players or long-term targets. However, it's accepted deals of that magnitude are usually rare in the January window. It's true, but City did it. Arsenal have been looking at the European market for young players with potential and are understood to have scouted Rodrigo Mendoza, 20-year-old midfielder, Davide Bertizaghi, 20-year-old defender, and Jean Matteo Borhaya, 20-year-old forward. So Probably videos for us to make around them people. Obviously, we can close that. What's this? Arsenal earn millions from 2 transfer clauses that could be activated in January. It seems like Nuno Tavares could be sold to the Middle East, in which there's a percentage. And I don't know if they'll mention Brook Norton Coffee. Yeah, because he's been linked with Juventus. Probably sold him too early, man, if I'm honest with you. But that's something that we're going to have to look at. What's all of that? Our next 6 games, people. Well, it's not updated, but excluding obviously that, which we've won. Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home, Portsmouth away, Chelsea away, Nottingham Forest away. So how are we feeling about such? Is what I would ask you lot. What's this? Well, against us, it was the first game Unai Emery had lost as a visiting manager at the Emirates Stadium in his career. First time for everything, innit? So, yeah, man. Apparently, Andrea Berta is reportedly working on landing the club another top Brazilian target with contact already made with Corinthians over a move for the Manchester United target. It's Bidon or something like that, isn't it? The Gunners are looking to build on the... Yeah, let's go through. Let's get out of it. We've been linked with Stankovic. We've been linked with Boadi. So clearly we're looking at midfielders. According to Brazilian outfit, Bolavip, the Gunners are interested in signing highly rated 20-year-old Brennan Bidon. I'm scared for his physicality. I think you're a good player, but I don't know physically if you're ready to make that jump to the Premier League immediately. So, yeah, man, we've been linked with him before. Decent midfielder, to be fair, 20 years of age. It makes sense in that regards, but beyond that, I'm not sure. Signing 20-year-olds when Skelly and Eford holding benches. Wild. I don't think Semenyo would start for us, by the way. Poor Wanyeri. Be nice to see him get some football, man. If selling Nelly got us Semenyo, nah, not in Jan, man. We need as many players as we can count. Now, Nelly has a role in the squad. Unless you find me a starting left winger, then I'm not on it. So are people ready to sell Martinelli? What about Jesus? Listen, in the summer, I'm not against Jesus. I'm not even saying I want it, but I'm not against Jesus, Trossard, Martinelli departing. In January, forget that. If we're not bringing people in, or unless it's a madness where you've been offered something you can't turn down, I hear it, but you've seen the football at play. You saw last season. We need a fully fit, bro. We need these players, bro. The thing with Rice is every year he downloads a new update machine. It's true. All right, big up Hand of Arsenal, my guy, man. Big up DG. Honestly, the realest creator on the platform. Smash the likes. I don't know if I can claim that work, but appreciate that. And I know you're Andre Alberto. Bust me a signing, man. Just get me some signings. New managerial bounce against City DG or City pouncing. The maddest thing is, yeah, it's going to sound dumb. And I know, because Chelsea are 5th. We know what City are doing. It will be talked at as a managerial bounce and things, but this is the weakest we've seen City in a minute. I know last season, but like if we consider City being back in terms of expected to win a trophy, they're not like as they're still invincible in some ways, but they're still like you can beat them really. And Palace could have beat them, but they didn't. Of course, Brentford as well. Chelsea have enough out there to put in a result. Like if we assume, yeah, no 2 games are the same, but if Chelsea played like how they did at Stamford Bridge against us, they could get a result. Is that because of a managerial bounce? Now, the papers will do that and whatnot, but is it a managerial bounce? Now, the problem with Chelsea, I just think you lot got too many bad habits. You shoot yourselves in the foot. You're too inconsistent. But even you could argue you're poking a bear with Chelsea. I don't necessarily believe this, but you're poking a bear. There's clearly loggerheads going on. The players are going to have to stand up to be counted. The fans are going to want a performance. Is it at the Etihad or is it at Chelsea's place? Because they've done well against Bar, so if it is at Stamford Bridge, good performance against us. Why would you want that to stop against City? When you lot were the original, cash dons of sorts. Remember when to be fair, United. Remember when we were linked to Rashford? Dark. We need 3 players: a right back, another midfielder, and a left winger. But that's what I'm saying. Can you get a versatile defender? Because you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. A left winger, I'm on it. I think that's part, and I think you have to part that off until the summer. Definitely, if you're talking. Like, we're not going to get Semenyo. He's going to City in it. But Semenyo, Leao, somebody said Rashford, whether you rate these players or not, them kind of big ticket items there, probably parked off in the summer. Maybe if you got like some young players on the shortlist or something, there you have it, man. Yildiz is a dream. And they're going to get him to sign a new deal. I'd consider Maino on loan for the rest of the season. Would be hungry and is mobile in midfield. Obviously not a starter, but another option to Marino in midfield. He's better than Marino in midfield. And I'm the worst person to ask because I'm having Maino. Because I like Maino and there's resale value, there's potential with what our squad is. You could see it would work, innit? I don't think that's the profile though. So I'd make Maino happen. I can't be crying. And obviously he's got an engine. He's a midfielder. He's playing in the Premier League, but he's more one of them Like he reminds me of, he's different, but Adam Wharton, they're more Spanishy kind of midfielders. They do it at one pace. I think if we're bringing a centre mid in January, I think you need to get an engine. It might not be Declan Rice, but you need an engine, because if we don't have that engine, you know Arteta is going to go into overthinking mode. It's going to get mad. We need that engine. Some would point and say, you know what, Norgard, wouldn't describe him as an engine in an Arsenal shirt, but I would have when we got him in it. You look like that at Brentford. Maybe he was. I don't know, man. Because watch, we will panic and end up with another Lucas Perez. I'm probably more likely not to sign anyone. A mobile, versatile defender who can operate in midfield would be good for this squad. Facts. Oh, you can operate a mobile, versatile defender. What about Liz Skelly? We don't need more transfers. We have 2 in every position unless we sell, but I'm happy with the squad. Really? When everyone's fit, if everyone's fit. CeeLo, happy new year right back at you. And may we all achieve our goals, my boy. JD, the same. Would we have won yesterday if Partey instead of Zubimendi? Probably, but, bro, I need to let the Partey thing go. Madueke had Sancho on the bench for Chelsea, was just yapping, and that is why I needed my club to beat Aston Villa even more. Who told Emery to bring Jadon Sancho here? I thought he was going to do bits. Get out of here, man. To be fair, he should have had an assist for Ollie Watkins. Don't expect objectivity from social media fans. Facts. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, man. You're right, man. You are right. Onana dropping changed the game. He was exposing the lack of legs in midfield. He was. Thank the Lord he came off, man. Objectively, how long does it take to fully acclimatize to the Premier League from another league? I've always said 4 to 6 months. You never know, because some players, they might hit the ground running. Like someone might join a team tomorrow and they're scoring goals and they're doing well. They're doing man of the match stuff, but they're still adapting. Just because it's going well, don't mean you're not adapting, you know? And obviously, we've seen the other side of it. I always kind of give the first 6 months. I don't know if it's 6 months, but I always try and give like August to December, like what you've seen me with Gyökeres. I give you your fair excuses and I ask questions, but every week, because naturally, every week you've been here longer, the audit gets a bit more harsher, if that makes sense. So there is that. But then you've seen many a time, mainly Pep Guardiola, there's players where not really nothing to scream and shout about for a year. Next year, they look decent. And I won't include him in this, but Nico Gonzalez has been there for a couple of years. This season is the first I can see, okay, now I see why they brought you. You're not Rodri, but you can kind of, it's like a poor man's Rodri, respectfully, if that makes sense. So it all depends, man. It depends on the league. It depends on the player. It depends on their physicality. It actually depends on the tactics that you need to adapt to. You know, like definitely Pep Guardiola and to a degree Arteta, and it's probably in the modern day. These managers are overthinkers. Everything you think you know about football, they're going to flip it on its head type of thing. So it'll be interesting. Lion, happy new year once again. People misprofiled Zubi when we signed him. Small 6 who isn't physical enough. Really building some form now, looking complete. MLS still learning his quality, but still raw. I hear you, man. Big up yourself. Trapping with Jay. That name kills me, man. I'll be real. I like MLS way more than Calafiori, especially the attack. He brings way better balance in the attack with Timber right. But I can't lie. I think that's cap slightly, man. I think Calafiori's in a good moment. I think it's quite even in an attacking sense. Like Calafiori's a loose cannon. He's just on it. I like the confidence from Miles Lewis-Skelly. Obviously, Calafiori makes mistakes, but Miles Lewis-Skelly, he's obviously a bit raw in certain aspects. And I think for Lewis-Skelly, it's harsh, but something he's having to learn. Sometimes you're not going to have that scenario where you're going to play every game and build yourself into form. As dumb or as harsh as it sounds, sometimes, whether you've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, you need to just be switched on and do your thing, if that makes sense. I never sold my Zubi stocks. I've said, but it's a good question to have about the fullbacks, to be fair. I've been said he's a baller. You can tell if you just watch him, even when he wasn't playing well, you saw his quality. The problem with Zubimendi is, especially in this country, you're not going to, and take nothing away from Declan Rice, but Zubimendi, and obviously he scored. You're not going to look mad in the highlights. You're not going to look mad in the match of the day stuff. You're not going to make mad tackles and you scored from 30 yards. You're not going to be Steven Gerrard. But if you understand ball, you can. He's like a lighthouse. I know he said that with Rash. You get other man involved. You're always available of the pot for a pass. Your defensive awareness and you standing in certain places allows other man to gamble a bit. You're never going like. He's a guy. You take him out, you're going to miss it, innit? Like you're going to miss it. Zubimendi is who we thought Partey was going to be. He's pure class. In the Premier League, Arteta has 236 games. 135 wins, 44 draws, 47 L's. Pretty impressive. But now we can't care about stats or even performances about trophies. Yeah, man, it's just big up Warren as well. This just tells me we've got a good team. Now it's about silverware, bro. Like that's where we're at now. It's a silverware thing. MLS left back experiment needs to end. Been saying this since the start of last season. He's clearly been struggling there as well this season. I disagree. because a lot of these players can and have to be able to play in two positions. We've seen like at least a year from Timber playing left back. Obviously, he's a right half, right back. He's played centre half. Ben White's played centre half and right back. Couple man that you have to be able to play everywhere. And again, if Miles Lewis-Skelly doesn't get opportunities at left back, you're not going to get them in midfield. For whatever reason, whether I like it or not, I'm with you. I want to see him in midfield. But there's something that he doesn't have in Arteta's mind as to why you're not playing in that left 8 if Rice isn't there or certain things are not happening. Gonna have to get on with it, man. And to be fair, in the modern day, bro, you have to be able to do that. I'm pretty sure Lewis Hall has never been a left back his whole career. You're not a left back. You don't play for England. You don't play for Newcastle. O'Reilly, I'm sure he wants to play in midfield. Left back opportunity, grabbed it. He's running with it. Rico Lewis said, I wanted to be a midfielder, was playing right back. Why do you think you ain't seen him since? So that's something. It is what it is. End of the day, rightly or wrongly, we're trying to, clearly Arteta's not per se on the youngster thing this season. You brought in Hincapié. Man have been bought for 50 odd million quid. People are international footballers, whether you like it or not. Those that understand football get where I'm going with this. They're going to take precedent. And at one hand, we do need to calm down. Miles Lewis-Skelly is doing very well for an 18-year-old. But at the same time, I do think he could play more. I would like him to play more. I think his problem is, I think Hincapié is seen as the next one up at the moment. And I would like to see him in midfield, man. I would like to see him in midfield. Happy New Year, man. Zubimendi should play 8 in the Prem. Physically is too much for him to play in the 6. Always folds under pressure. I agree and disagree. I disagree because if Rice isn't trusted as a 6, purely because your 6 is one of your first attackers, that's not Rice's game. So we're going to struggle even more from Raya up there. Where I agree in that for the obvious. And even that, though, football's not stationary. Just because you're the 6 or the 8, you don't just stay there. There's times it's going to be like that. There's times you might be ahead of the forward. So you still will be in those physical duels and things like that. There's no escaping it, man. Lewis Hall came through as a centre mid at Chelsea. That's why he has such good ball manipulation and tech. Exactly. But if he was a centre mid, you might not necessarily be where you are now. And you could always go back. Remember, Saka was a left back. Now he's a right winger. So sometimes you have to get how you live. We're yet to see MLS in midfield. Last season, there was a game he started MLS left back, Zinchenko centre mid, Tierney left wing. I don't know. Did someone say Zubi's been struggling? Not me. Just think Hincapié and Calo one-on-one defending gives them the edge over MLS. Yeah, but they're they're natural defenders by trade. Lewis-Skelly's not. So a year under, well, not even a year. However long you're here with Gabriel Heinzel, do you the world of good, man. Happy New Year once again, man. I don't care how big the squad is. We should add more quality in Jan. Still feel we have a lot of players, but not enough quality to win majors. True, Calo was good last year, but this year he looks serious. And this is the reality. That Mendoza kid looks great, but if we sign him, are you gonna get like, is it one where you put down the money and you're joining us next summer? Because I can't see, you were asking someone who's basically just getting inroads into the first team in La Liga, we're asking you to pack up everything mid-season while we're in a title fight and just hit the ground running. And there's Rice and Zubi. Kai's fit. Obviously, we're more focusing on Kai or Gyökeres, and that's probably primarily of the debate, innit? Like, Kai's probably going to go up front when he's fit. But don't discount Kai Havertz playing in midfield. Like, don't discount that on a significant basis, rightly or wrongly. I'm not saying I agree with this, but you get the point. Shinkicker got himself banned, and Palmer will probably disappear during the warm-up. Hand of Arsenal, yield this work, your magic. Facts, man. Big up Hand of Arsenal. Big up yourself, King Ozil. 50 million is tempting, but no, we need the numbers. We're losing players every game. It'll be interesting to see, assuming Trossard continues this form from now to the end of the season. Summer rocks up now. You get let's just say 35 to 40 odd million, because realistically he's 30, contracted until 2027. If that offer was, I'll ask you like this, if that was offered last summer, would you have taken it? Yes or no? Probably yes. Again, assuming the form maintains. If that's offered next season, would you take it? Yes and no? Because a part of me would say yes, you've never had a better time. But then you can't discount. This is why I wanted Trossard and Martinelli to stay. You need a squad. And with Trossard, his experience, you know what you're getting. Now, obviously, Trossard is probably playing a lot better because you're starting. Any player wants to start. You're feeling yourself. Confidence is high. Shaking off cobwebs. Actually, I don't think I've seen Trossard smile this frequently. Actually smile, because we all remember when he used to score and he'll do that and he'll be like, rightly so. I want you to be vexed about being on the bench. But nonetheless, the way we finished the year with that whooping of Villa gives me every reason to believe more than before that we can do the quadruple. Tranquillo, man. Tranquillo. Chill out. I hope so, though. We want to win everything. Take it, especially if he leaves as a PL winner, kind of like Luis Diaz leaving Liverpool. But that's the thing with me, is It's all fun and games saying sell Jesus, sell Trossard, sell Martinelli, cool, they're all gone, and you bring in one or two. But then you've got to allow all of these new players to adapt. And if you sell three and bring in two, the squad is weaker. Yeah, you could have Dowman and this one and that one and kind of get as you live. But yeah, I wouldn't feel necessarily comfortable going into next season. Martinelli, Jesus, and Trossard sold. For what it's worth, there's probably about five, there's more, but 5 players I wouldn't be against selling. I understand Kai is vital to the side, but I wouldn't be against it. And it'd be interesting to see the dynamics of him and his wages and when a renewal's due. Like, if a certain offer was given, I wouldn't force him out the door, but right price. Marino's another one. Gabriel Jesus is another one. You don't know I love him. I love all of them. Martinelli as well is another one. Trossard's another one. Maybe Ben White. It kills me to say maybe Ben White, but you see if Ben White goes, you need to bring me another defender immediate. It's more, Ben White's one for me is more you bring in the next defender and you might say it is what it is. So it's interesting, but yeah, man. We, not UDG, all shouldn't discount anything with the squad. We need everyone to get this over the line. 100%. MLS needs to play in the 6, rotate with Zubi. I'd rather him as an 8 for what it's worth, man. If I'm completely honest. It'll be interesting to see, man. Let's just keep winning. Respect Benny Blanco. It started most. I never said I didn't respect him, you know. I didn't say I didn't respect Benny Blanco. I don't want to sell him. I just feel, especially if you keep, like, there's a number of decent French defenders we've been linked with. If you are going to bring one of those in and you say, you know what, Ben White, cool. But I'm not selling Ben White. I've got an affiliation to Ben White, man, because I think his injury things are the reason we've had him, you know. I mean, I think we are the reason he's had these injury stuff. I think we've ran him to the ground for years, bro. And I think it's weird, man. I think obviously Timber's great in it. Timber's better than him, but I just feel maybe not so much now, but there was a point people just completely disregarding Ben White's requirements in this squad, man. Arteta hasn't won in 6 years, but keeps his job. Lack of standards. Does anyone know anything about Chelsea? I mean, who's going to be in charge? Nope. Xavi Hernandez has been linked. Leon Rezner has been linked. Couple Duns have been linked. And big up Rob, because in half an hour, I am going to have Jess, a.k.a. She Knows Arsenal, a chance for me to shut up and for you lot to speak. We do need him. DG, if we have to sell an attacker to buy an attacker, who are you selling? There's pros and cons to them all. If you're just saying, you know what, I don't care about resale value and longevity and we're just like, we're trying to just win trophies in these next 3 years, I'm keeping Trossard because Trossard showed me stuff. Gabriel is on the biggest wages, so you probably want him to go. Probably Martinelli probably fetches the biggest fee of the 3. So it is all of them, man. Do need a backup, man. Ange's been linked. Yeah. Chelsea, do that. Sell Ben White next season. Get a right back who can overlap and actually cross the ball. We'll add another dimension to the squad. I'm not forcing Ben White out, though, man. Like, even if you bring another defender, I don't mind you staying and chilling Ben White, but yeah. Also, we've seen already. Villa was belts. Big Ange's been linked. I think that's just the media having us on strings. I'll be shocked if Ange Postecoglou becomes Chelsea's new manager. Weirder things have happened. How is Arteta playing players whilst injured? This guy has no accountability. You're going to have to take that out with those in the know, man, if I'm honest with you. On that note, though, folks, I do want to give you a lot of time to call off until the next live stream. So, Happy New Year. I appreciate you lot's talking points, your differences of opinions, all the support we've had in 2025. I hope you're with, man, for 2026. If you haven't liked, comment, and subscribed to what you're doing, God bless you all. And we link up again in... Don't let me down with this poor maths. 28 minutes. I don't know why my brain started lagging. But yeah, on that note, peace. You always